Hey everyone, today I have another home workout for you that is low impact, so no jumping around, which means it is quiet and downstairs neighbors approved. I posted a bunch using this structure. It's broken up into 3 circuits. In each circuit, you do each exercise for 30 seconds. You do the exercises back to back. Then you rest for 30 seconds before repeating the circuit. Each circuit is a little different. So the first circuit, you're gonna have 3 exercises. You'll go through them 3 times. The second circuit, you're gonna have 4 exercises, and we're gonna alternate right, left, so you'll go through them 4 times. The final circuit, once again, just 3 exercises, but it's another alternating one, so we'll do 4 sets of that. And if that is at all confusing, do not worry. I'm going to explain as we go, and I will give you a preview before we start each circuit. No equipment is needed. These are all body weight exercises, and it is total body. First circuit, total body. Second circuit, lower body focused. Final circuit, core upper body. As with all workouts, you want to make sure you're properly warmed up beforehand and always listen to your body, modifying or stopping as needed. I have a couple warm-up options on my channel as well as a couple cool downs, and those are all linked to in the video description below. If you're new to my channel, I don't play music in the background because I want you to be able to listen to whatever you like. So if you don't have a playlist or a podcast or a TV show queued up, you might want to get that going. And with all that said, let's get to a preview of the first 3 exercises. All right, this first circuit is total body, and while I'm in no ways claiming that it's easy, it is a little less intense than the following 2 circuits, just because we are kind of spreading out the work in all those muscle groups. First exercise, sumo squat pulse to a calf raise. So you have that wide squat position, toes angled out, knees tracking in line with middle toes. Give me a pulse, and then you're gonna come up into a calf raise, reaching those arms, getting big in kind of a star shape. If the calf raise isn't working for you, you could always opt to keep your heels down and just come up into that star shape. At the beeps, we are going to come into a bear plank position. All right, make your way to the mat. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips, knees hovering an inch or 2 off the floor. Opposite leg, opposite arm are going to extend straight back. Now, if you want to advance this, instead of extending your arm back, extend it forward so that the limbs move in opposition. If you want to make it easier, keep your hands down and just do alternating legs. Now, your goal here is to keep the pelvis stable as you do it, so try not to rock side to side. Okay, we got heel squeeze prone. You're going to lay down on your stomach, heels together, knees apart, hands stacked under forehead. You're squeezing the heels together, lifting the knees just barely off the floor as the upper body lifts off the ground as well. Now, I want you to think, instead of lifting up as high as you can, think of getting long. So you're reaching the crown of your head so far forward it has to lift up. And similarly, you're reaching your knees so far back, getting long that the knees lift up. 30 seconds to rest. All right, we're going to go through that twice more. So the selection of these exercises for this first circuit, it's purposeful. The sumo squat, it's just I want us to get big, get that body moving. Second exercise, more about core activation. The third exercise is because I want us to fire up through the glutes before we get into our second circuit. All right, wide stance. You're going to give me a sumo pulse and then come up, rise onto the balls of your feet, reach those arms, get big. Now, when you come up and reach the arms, though, I want you to notice what's your rib cage doing. Don't let it pop open. So we are keeping that abdominal connection. So I like to exhale as I come up and get big. At the beeps, make your way to the mat. Find that bear plank position. So neutral spine here, neck is long, so your gaze is not at your knees. It's kind of at that front edge of your mat. Opposite arm, opposite leg, extend back, bring it back to center. So this one, it's not about getting in as many reps as possible and going quick. It's about stability. That's what your core does, all right? Its main job is to stabilize. At the beeps, you're going to lay on your stomach. We're in that prone position. Forehead stacked on our hands. Knees apart, heels squeezed together. And then on the exhale, I want you to lift up, get long, lower back down. Now you want to protect the lower back, so you need to keep abdominal engagement. So you're not pushing your stomach into the floor. Instead, there's a gentle lift, that engagement through the abdominal wall. Now, I care more that you're activating your glutes than I do about the upper body. So to modify, don't worry about lifting your head. Keep your head down and just squeeze the heels, little lift through the knees. Rest. So a note about that one, if you're not feeling your glutes, I want you to think first, squeeze the heels together. Once you have the heels squeezing together, then you get the little lift of the knees off the mat, but it's more important to push the heels in towards each other. All right, final time through this first circuit, we have the sumo squat to the pulse. So nice wide stance, toes angled out, knees tracking in line with those middle toes. Pulse, get big. Weight in your heels at the bottom, rise up to the balls of your feet as you get big at the top. Purpose of this one, get the body moving. So you can go a little quicker on this one as long as you maintain that abdominal engagement as you come up. All right, come to that bear plank. So this one, all about core stability. So slow it down here. Opposite arm, opposite leg, extend back. Advanced version, the arm would reach forward. Modified version, hands would stay down. So exhale as you lift the leg up. That is going to help you keep your pelvis stable and at neutral. I don't want it rocking side to side. Final few seconds here. When you hear those beeps, you're laying down on your stomach, knees apart, heels together. All right, let's come down. Little lift the abdominals and then squeeze the heels together. Knees lift off the mat. It's not about getting your knees up as high as you can, though. I care more about the squeeze of the heels, trying to fire through the glutes. Again, the goal is not to get up as high as you can. Don't think about up, think long. All right, I'm going to show you the next 4 exercises while you rest. This second circuit is lower body focused, and it's going to be our longest circuit of the day. We'll alternate right, left, right, left. So your right leg is going to be the focus. It's the opposite of mine. It'll make sense when I turn to the camera. So right foot stays planted. You're going to step your left foot back, tap your left knee down, and then you're going to stand up, driving that back left knee up in towards your chest. So that right foot stays planted. And if you can, without bothering your knee, I want you to tap it all the way to the floor, because I want you to have to get really low in this lunge so that it's harder to stand up and you really have to use the strength of that front leg. If it bothers your knee to bring it to the floor, though, just come into a low lunge. Absolutely fine. Get ready to hold that lunge. All right, hold that split lunge position. It's a pulse and then a knee drive of that back left knee, staying pretty low on that right side. Right knee is stacked over the heel. We have a hinge forward with the torso, so your shoulders are stacked over that front knee. You're not vertical through the torso. That lean forward is important for helping us access the glutes and the hamstrings. So you're going to feel your quad. Your quad is absolutely working, but we want to access the back side of the leg here too. Get ready to come to tabletop. Okay, now coming to this tabletop, you come into a donkey kick position, but spiral that right thigh open so that you're in a hydrant position. It's 2 pulses in that out-turn position, and then you crunch the right knee in towards that right arm. So it's hard to see because I have black leggings on. I apologize, but my right knee is angled more to the wall than the floor. It's a tight little spiral open, tight external rotation though, really getting into the glutes without dumping into that supporting left hip. All right, we got a clamshell lift. So I want you to mirror me. So right forearm down, right knee down. As you lift the hips up, you're squeezing into that bottom right butt cheek, opening up through that top left knee. So you are working left and right side glutes here, but the focus is on the bottom side, squeezing to lift your hips up. And your hips aren't just lifting up, they're coming forward a little bit. So your knees should be in front of the hips to start. Obliques working here as well. And rest. 30 seconds to recover here. We'll repeat that on the other side. So now hopefully it's more clear why I really wanted to do that prone heel squeeze in the first circuit. It's good for activating the glutes, and I want our glutes firing going into this circuit so that when we come into that hydrant move in the clamshell, you're actually feeling your glutes working. Okay, left foot is going to be planted. We have that kneeling lunge to knee drive. Right knee comes all the way down, it kisses the floor, and then drive through that front left heel, bringing your right knee in towards your chest. Now, as you stand up, your focus is on the left side glutes, squeeze the seat, but don't dump into your back when you do it, so you need to engage through the abdominals as well. It's kind of like you're coming into a vertical plank as you stand. If the position of the arms isn't working for you, I have elbows wide but slightly pointing forward. You can always bring hands in front of you. Get ready to hold that low lunge. All right, hold the split lunge position. It's a pulse and a knee drive, a pulse and then a knee drive. Up and down, drive it forward, staying low on that front left side. So the first minute of this circuit, challenging lunge work, and then we go into more of our focused, targeted glute work. This should be burning at this point. Last few seconds, and then you're going to make your way down to hands and knees. All right, hands and knees now. Lift that left knee off the floor and spiral the thigh bone open. 2 pulses in that out-turn position, and then crunch the knee in towards the elbow. Squeeze, squeeze, crunch it in. Now you are trying to keep equal weight in both hands, and I would put a little extra weight into that left hand because it's going to be tempting to lean into your supporting side. Left forearm down, left knee down. You're in that kind of kneeling side plank position. And then you are lifting the hips up and forward, squeezing through the bottom glutes, coming up into that kind of supported side plank position. Doing the clamshell with that top leg while squeezing your feet together. Now let's just check in on the shoulder. I want you to think of pulling your left elbow towards your left knee a little bit so we get lat activation. You're not just sinking into that shoulder socket. And rest. Okay, you're at the halfway point. We are going to go through this twice more, once on each leg. All right, start to get ready for that kneel to knee drive. Hands behind the head, elbows wide but still angled forward because I don't want you to pop open through the ribs. And keep that right foot planted. Left knee taps down, drive it forward. So control on the way down, light tap of the knee, don't bang it to the floor, and then explosive on the way up. Final few seconds here. When you hear the beep, you're going to hold that low lunge. Find the split lunge, hands can come in front of you. We pulse it, knee drive through that back left knee. 1 pulse, left knee in and out. Almost there. I know this one is tough. You got a few more seconds, and then we will focus on glutes. You'll make your way to that tabletop. Okay, you're on hands and knees. You lift that right knee up like a donkey kick and then spiral the femur open, 2 pulses in that out-turn position, and then you crunch the knee in and out. So it's a hydrant position. Picture a dog peeing on a fire hydrant, but you're not totally opening up through the hips. So instead of thinking of lifting your right hip up, think of spiraling your thigh bone in the hip joint, okay? It's that small. The glutes are working to hold that external rotation. All right, let's come into that supported side plank position for our clamshell lift. Right forearm down, right knee down. Knees are a little in front of your hips to start so that as you lift up, your hips are coming forward a little bit. Squeeze and peel open. Now your obliques are working here too. So as you lift open, I would lift on the exhale to help find that abdominal engagement. And again, let's check in on our shoulder, pull the elbow towards the knee. Whoop, talking too much, rest. All right, just one more time through these exercises, isolating the left leg, and then you are done with circuit number 2. Kneel to knee drive coming up. Elbows wide but slightly forward so the rib cage doesn't pop open. You come down, that right knee touches the floor, and then drive off that left leg, come up, drive the back knee in. So control on the way down, don't bang your knee, explosive on the way up. When you hear those beeps, hold the low lunge. Okay, you're in a split lunge position. Hands can come in front of you. 1 pulse, 1 knee drive, staying pretty low on that target left leg. It is never straightening all the way. Let's check in on your torso. You have that hinge forward, shoulders over the knee, but without rounding your shoulders. So you're broad across those collarbones. Now, hips are square and level, so your right hip might want to drop a little lower than the left. Level them off. You might need to pick it up a little bit, sitting lower on your left side. At the beeps, come to all fours. All right, hydrant pulse times 2 with that crunch. So lift your left knee up, spiral the thigh bone open, 2 pulses, lift, lift. They're small, and then you drive the knee in towards your elbow and kick it back, keeping the knee bent as you do this. So the pulses are small because I don't want you dumping into the low back. You're using your exhale to maintain that abdominal engagement so that your spine isn't sinking to the floor. The movement is just the seat. All right, come to that side plank position, left forearm down, mirror me, clamshell lifts. Hips lift up, squeeze your glutes as they come forward, peel that top thigh open. Heels squeeze together. Use your breath, lift on the exhale. And done. You have 60 seconds to recover. I'm going to show you a preview of our final 3 exercises. Final circuit is core focused, and we're going to alternate right side obliques, left, right, left. So we're going through it 4 times. First exercise is going to be an arm slide to a windshield wiper in a plank. Your right knee will be crunched in the whole time. So let's find that high plank position. Hands stacked under shoulders, reach your legs long, neutral spine. Now crunch your right knee in towards your right arm. You're going to slide it up and down that arm, and then you're going to windshield wiper it across to the left, back to the right. So notice after I do that windshield wiper, I'm starting by lowering the knee to the wrist, zipping it up towards the armpit, bringing it down to elbow height, and then I do that windshield wiper at elbow height. You want to keep the knee in as close to touching the arms as possible. I know this one is really hard. Final few seconds, you can do it. Bicycle crunch, one low, one high. Your left leg is going to extend long and stay long. Your right knee crunches in and out. So you're bringing left elbow to right knee the whole time. One low. One is kind of like a sit-up, coming to balance just behind those sits bones. So it's hard to do this one following the previous exercise. You got it. Just about 10 seconds to go. Reverse plank is coming up at the beeps. All right, reverse plank. So fingertips point forward. You're really open across those collarbones. Legs extend long. Squeeze your glutes to lift the hips up. And then we're going to do a knee pull. So one knee at a time is going to draw in towards your chest. But here's the thing. You're not dropping your butt when you pull the knee in. All right. So you got to engage through the posterior side of that supporting leg as the other knee pulls in. And 30 seconds to rest. Now, I know it's a lot on the wrists, this circuit. If it's too much and your wrists are bothering you, then you can do that reverse plank on your forearms. We're going to come back to that high plank for this tough one, the arm slide and the windshield wiper. This time it's your left knee that is going to be crunched in. Hands stacked under shoulders, reach your legs long. And let's go. Left knee swishes across, drops down to your wrist, zip it up towards your armpit. When you pull the knee up towards your armpit, there can be a little piking of the hips, but then return them back to shoulder height for that windshield wiper. Lower the knee, slide it up your arm, come back to elbow height, swish, swish. Again, we're trying to keep that knee as close to the arms as possible. Could you pull it in a little tighter? You're almost there. Flip onto your back. We have that bicycle crunch, one low, one high. So now your right leg will be extended and stay extended. It's your left knee that is crunching in to meet that opposite elbow. One low, one high. To modify, you can just do the low one. Don't come into the sit-up version. Now our elbows are wide, but I want you to point them slightly forward just so that you don't pop open through the rib cage. And if you're feeling your low back peel off the floor, then your left leg needs to be a little higher. Or I'm sorry, your right leg needs to be a little higher. All right, reverse plank. Fingertips point forward. You're open across the chest. You lift your hips up, legs extended. Add that knee pull. So there can be a little flexion through your cervical spine, through your neck here. So don't feel like you have to drop your head in line with the rest of your spine. Gaze can be kind of at your thighs as you pull the knee in. Check in with those elbows. Don't completely lock them out. Woo, and rest. Roll out those wrists. So that one is really intense, especially I have tight shoulders, so I feel a super intense opening across the chest when I'm in that reverse plank. You can always drop your bum down, okay, and keep the legs on the floor. If you do that one, though, I might recommend coming to forearms. So you're at the halfway point. You got to go through that one more time each side. Make your way to that high plank position. Arm slide, windshield wiper. Right knee crunches in. Let's go. Slide it up and down the arm when you're at elbow height, windshield wiper. Wrists, zip it up to your armpit. Lower just to elbow height. Swish it. You got it. So same thing I was talking about in that reverse plank. Let's just check in on our elbows. They're not locked out because I don't want you to hyperextend through them. So just a little invisible softness. Final few seconds. Bicycle crunch, flip onto your back. Okay, left leg's going to be extended at that hover. Right knee crunches in and out. One low, one high coming to balance just behind your sits bones. Exhale as you crunch up. Now, if this is too intense with your left leg hovering, two options. First, just don't hover it as low. Bring it up to a 45-degree angle or higher. Second, do it with a bent left knee instead of having the leg straight. Reverse plank, let's go. Fingertips point forward, chest is broad. Lift your hips off the floor, extend those legs straight, and then you pull one knee at a time in. If the knee pull is too much, you can just hold the reverse plank. Make sure your hamstrings aren't doing all the work. They are 100% turned on, but I want you to fire through the glutes as well. 30 seconds to rest. Okay, just one more time through this and then you are done with this workout. You got it. Roll out the wrists. And if your wrists are bothering you, I want you to do that final reverse plank hold on your forearms. Make your way to that high plank position. Final time. Let's go. Left knee will crunch in. Arm slider, windshield wiper. Left knee slides up and down that left arm, and then it swishes to the right elbow, back to the left elbow. So when you do the arm slide, you can lower the hips a little bit and pike them up a little bit. When you do the windshield wiper, though, I want them at shoulder height like they would be in a normal plank. So the windshield wiper should be at elbow height. Check in on your head. Is it drooping down, hanging towards the floor? If it is, think about getting long through the back of the neck. Bicycle crunch, let's do this. Right leg extends out at your hover and stays there. Left knee crunches in to meet opposite right elbow. Let's go. One low, one high. Exhale on the twist. Final exercise, reverse plank with those knee pulls. I've given you a lot of options for this one. Take the one that works for you. I know this one's pretty intense for me. Just holding it is enough of a challenge. But if you can add in that knee pull, one knee at a time, draws in, firing up through the backside of the other leg. Now, all the pressure shouldn't be in your low back. So while, yes, this is a posterior chain exercise, think about engaging through your front abdominals as well. Ribs don't puff open. Woo, and done. Awesome work. Hope you enjoyed that workout. If you did, you know the drill. Give this video a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to my channel. I post new workouts here every Monday, some weeks more frequently than that, so be sure to subscribe so you don't miss one. I'll see you soon.